So keep on going with your silly dream. By Piter on AO3. This fic may include suicidal thoughts. That is your warning. Chapter 4. I just wanted a yoo-hoo and some directions. The streets were dark at night, obviously. The sun wasn't out, and many of the street lamps around his building needed a bulb change. If they weren't already dead, they were flickering. He wasn't sure what drove him out at 10 p.m. on a Sunday, but here he is. If his mom was home, no way she'd encourage his little night walk. Thankfully, she was at work until 6. Izuku continued his walk, not a care in the world. There were no bullies here, no doubts, and definitely no rooftops to deter him. He almost didn't want to stop. That is, until he got lost. Because the city at night was a whole different game than it was during the day. He shivered, pulling his hood over his head. Kachan would have a field day if he knew. Defenseless Deku, lost in his own damn city. He shuffled into an unfamiliar 24-hour convenience store. Plan in mind. He'd grab a drink, then ask for directions at the counter. Easy enough, right? The answer was no. It was not easy. Why? Izuku Midoriya is cursed. There's no other explanation. He let out a quiet, shaky breath. Eyes tearing up against his will. He was crouching behind one of the long shelves, trembling. If he was caught, no telling what would happen. "What are you, deaf?" a man barked out, a large clawed hand resting on the cashier's neck. "All the money in the fucking register now." "No," Izuku tried in shock started in shock at the cashier's denial. What, do you want to die?" "I don't care, man," the cashier snapped, eyes watering, voice trembling, but still fighting. "If I empty this, I'm as good as dead anyway. You know how hard it is to get a job quirkless? 'Cause I do." The clawed man seemed nervous now, like a switch had flipped, like it was all a little too real. Izuku clenched his fists. There was a quirkless man ready to die, and for what? A dead-end job? His pride? Where were the damn heroes now? Izuku could hardly control his body as he shuffled to a freezer, carefully taking out 3 glass chocolate milk bottles. 2 for now, 1 for later. Thank God for Yoo-hoo. He made a split-second decision to put on a pair of sunglasses too, closer to ski goggles than actual sunglasses. hiding his eyes and, hopefully, some of his freckles. Did people actually wear these? He creeped forward in the row behind the guy. He was just some dude aside from the large claws. He could hardly hear the monologuing above his own rapid heartbeat. I guess I'll be doing you a favor then, because better hope for a quirk in your next life. At that moment, a rage filled Izuku then. One normally reserved for the deepest pit of his notebooks. Who was this man, this bastard, to say that? Every single person told Izuku what to be, and they could never be. You're such a quirkless Deku. I'm sorry, Izuku. You can't be a hero. Take a swan dive off the roof and pray for a quirk in your next life. Izuku threw himself forward, one bottle in each hand. He wound his arm back before slamming the bottle against the man's head. Immediately, though clearly off kilter, the man whipped around. Ready with another bottle, Izuku smashed it against his forehead. This time, the man went limp and fell back, landing as a heap on the floor. The cashier stared with wide eyes at Izuku. Suddenly, he starkly aware of the blood staining his hands. Both of the man and his own. He winced at the shards buried in his hands. He awkwardly slid $2 at the counter for the Yahoos. Sunglasses, $20 for the dollars on the counter for the Yahoos, sunglasses, and trouble. Are you okay, sir? Blankly, the cashier nodded and not moving. You, should call the cops now? I did. There's a panic button under the desk. Izuku gave a shaky smile, then froze. Cops. Izuku had just knocked a guy out. They were totally gonna tell his mom about this. If he stayed. Bye! Wait, you gotta stay for... No thank you, bye! Don't tell anyone... Don't let anyone tell you what you can or can't be. With that, Izuku skipped out of the shop and into the streets, sprinting away from the sound of the sirens. The only thing that kept his chicken legs going was the adrenaline still flowing in his system. That was the end of Chapter 4 of So Keep On Going With Your Silly Dream. I just wanted a Yahoo and some directions. If you like this story, please be sure to support the original creator on AO3, link in the description below.